What's going on, guys? So Dragon's Dogma 2, where do we begin? On March 21st, Capcom released Dragon's Dogma 2 into the world. It was the most perfect release to ever be released. At least that's what they were hoping everyone would say. So I was looking through Twitter and this tweet came across my timeline by Jez Corden. His first tweet said, quote, Dragon's Dogma 2 waited for after reviews went live to add their pay-to-win microtransactions, which include payments for fast travel locations, unquote. Now, Dragon's Dogma 2 is single player, so I'm gonna have to disagree on the pay to win, but I do get what he's saying. In that tweet, he linked an article from Windows Central. Personally, I don't care to read it, but if you want to, it'll be linked down in the description below. About an hour after that tweet, he updated as such. Quote, Dragon's Dogma 2 reveals its microtransactions, which include payments for fast travel locations, character redesigns, and more, debuting to mostly negative reviews on Steam as a result, unquote. Under that tweet, he also added, quote, I just want to add that these microtransactions were detailed in the initial review guide, which I didn't read as, to avoid spoilers, that it might impact my review impressions. Ironic, unquote. After I read that, I just had to go to Steam and look. And it's not doing great, at least at the time of recording. First thing I looked at was the price. $69.99 for the standard edition and $79.99 for the deluxe edition. Okay, cool. Then you scroll down just a little bit and you get a decent little wall of microtransactions. Now on the side of the page it says that the game is single player. Let's just look at a couple of these single player microtransactions, shall we? $2.99 for fast travel locations. That's a good one. I like paying real money to fast travel in my single player games, don't y'all? Anyway, continuing, we got, let's see, $1.99 to change your appearance. That's nice too. It's almost like an MMO. Now I'm going to get to some of the reviews, and if I remembered to take a screenshot of it, apparently you can't delete your character and start over with a new one. And according to this review, you are forced to buy these character changes in order to do that. Single player, by the way. There's also in-game currency you can buy and spend on who knows what in your single player game. Now looking at the review scores at the time of recording, this is at a mostly negative at a 36% on Steam. And the fun part is, of course, is the reviews. The first one does a good job explaining it all. He says, Capcom hid behind a review embargo until the release date. A list of pay-to-win items appeared on the Steam page on the release date. Pre-order exclusives now unavailable were attached to the release date. And I just want to stop for a second. The second part seems fine to me. You know, you can't pre-order the game, so why should those be listed anymore? And I don't think many people realistically have a problem with that. At least I would hope not. He continues and goes into the microtransactions and lists off what they do. And then the last section of his review was the fun part. Unable to start a new character on PC. He says, there is no option in-game to start a new game or delete the current save. Once you create a character, you are stuck with your created character and must purchase Art of Metamorphosis character editor to change it. I looked online for ways to delete save files on PC, but I was unable to delete cloud saves from logging into Steam on a browser. After deleting a save file on your PC, the cloud save will replace the deleted file. Capcom has demonstrated a high level of disrespect for their players, and I am processing a refund. Good on you, buddy. That review sums it up pretty well if you ask me. So I kept looking and found a few others mentioning that you can't delete your character once you start, and one review saying it's tied to a server. The whole situation is just insane. It's a single player game. Why am I not allowed to delete my own character and start a new game if I want? What if I made a mistake in one of the, I don't know, is there options? I don't fucking play these games. Now, it's not just the microtransactions that have people extremely irritated. The game is also plagued with performance issues. I'll put up a couple of the ones I found up on the screen while we go through this. One person said they're getting 25 to 40 FPS with mid-range hardware and is dealing with glitching textures and audio stutters. Another said they can't hit 60 FPS with a 3080 on low and medium settings. Bro, what are we doing here? I know it's not the newest card, but a 3080 is no pushover. Someone on Twitter responding to the official Dragon's Dogma Twitter account posted a picture of the terrain just not loading in for them. So not only did they put microtransactions into their game, but they also neglected the performance of the game. That sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? It's almost like we've been seeing this for the last 10 years, right? Probably the last 10 years. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments. Do you think the reaction online is justified for this so far? Or do you think they're blowing this out of proportion? Now, over on Twitter, the official Twitter account at Dragon's Dogma put out a tweet that said, Dragon's Dogma 2 is here. To celebrate, art director Daigo Ikeno has created this special illustration. The tweet goes on a little bit more, but they're getting it in the comments. Like this one from Tony D. Why the F do I have to pay $2 to change my character in a $70 single player game? What in the actual F? I agree, Tony. Another from Alex says, quote, this tweet cost $1.99 the post, unquote. And then there's this one from Ultradius. It seems to me a huge lack of respect towards the consumer to deliver a product in such horrible conditions, and also adding microtransactions. How is it possible that having paid $70, I have to pay more for each time I want to edit my character? Go look at the Steam reviews. A shame. I'm sure a lot of people can tell them why. I've been saying it forever. It's because they don't care about the majority of their consumers. What these publishers care about is hooking that 3 to 5% of whales that will pay for the game 10 times over. If you're not a whale, then you're not the target audience. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the majority. They only care about that very, very small group of people who throw tens of thousands of dollars at video game microtransactions, and it sucks, but it's the truth. And one last tweet. The tail end of this one is 100% truth. Whistle says, I feel bad for the devs forced to release such a fucked product by Capcom's scummy upper management. I 1000% agree with that statement. Fuck these publishers that keep pushing this shit on these poor devs. So to start wrapping this up, I just want to encourage people to go out there and support more indie devs, and even modders for older games if you can. Now I've spent more hours and have gotten more joy out of playing indie games and modded older games than I have out of just about anything coming out of AAA studios in the last 5 years. And they actually try to fix their fucking game. Indie devs care about their projects, they care about making good games, and when it comes to modders, they're almost always 100% passion projects. If you find any mods out there that you do like for whatever game it is, see if you can't help support those mod creators in some way. They put a lot of passion into what they do for little to no monetary gain, and it's more than any of these fucking AAA studios will ever put into their fucking games. If I could just give a couple suggestions, I think one of the most well-known indie games out there is Stardew Valley. And if you like games like Harvest Moon, it's actually really good, and it's relaxing. There's no stress. If you like Star Wars and know what RTS is, I'd recommend checking out Star Wars Empire at War Gold Pack, along with a few mods on the Steam Workshop. There's the Empire at War expanded mods by Corey Luzes, as well as Awakening of the Rebellion by Steiner Modding Group. And if that's not really your thing, if you want a kind of single-player EVE Online experience, there's X4 Foundations, and it also has Steam Workshop support. A lot of good mods there. VRO is a highly recommended mod by the community, and there's also a Star Wars Total Conversion mod that's still being worked on, and I'll link it all in the description below. I know I got a little bit off topic here at the end, but seriously, I'm tired of these AAA studios treating people like this. But with that, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.